The Panhandle is represented all around the country with former high school athletes competing at the collegiate and even professional levels. A duo of football players from Washington County got a little more than they bargained for when they decided to play college ball in South Dakota, but that bargain, it included a Division I national title.
Everybody that we meet, like, where you from? We're from Florida. Like, what are you doing up here? Like, I'm playing football.
Two Chipley alumni playing football for the South Dakota State Jackrabbits. The start of a bad joke? Not quite. Brian Williams graduated from Chipley in 2018, Zach Wilson in 2019, and now the high school teammates are FCS national champions. They're playing the same game and even wearing similar jersey colors to their high school years, but in a much different climate.
The semifinals game we played versus Montana State was actually the coldest game in college football history. It was like 9 degrees and it felt like -18.
While Zach began his career as a Jackrabbit, Brian took an alternate route. The redshirt senior previously played for Valdosta State, who ironically competed for the Division II national championship last season, falling just short.
To lose it is heartbreaking. Like, you see the other team with the confetti and celebrating, and they're crying tears of joy, but you're crying because you know, like, there's a slim margin, like, that you get to play for the national championship. Like, only 2 teams.
Zach and Brian, they grew up together, playing t-ball and spending the night at each other's houses. So when Brian entered the transfer portal in the previous offseason, there was certainly interest in getting the gang back together. It did, however, take a bit of convincing.
I actually had to lie to Brian to get him to come here. I told him it wasn't that cold and, you know, he'd get used to it, but ain't no getting used to this.
Zach was just like, yeah, it's not that cold. Like, 30 degrees here is way warmer than 30 degrees in Chipley. You know, like, not really thinking about it. I'm like, yeah, okay, sure, Zach. And he didn't really tell you, like, the offense goes inside to practice. The defense stays outside.
To win the national title, South Dakota State took down their bitter rival and FCS king, North Dakota State. Less than 1 year and a championship ring later, the cold weather, it became an afterthought.
It's definitely worth it, I would say. It was probably definitely the best decision I could have made coming out of the portal.
While playing in sub-zero conditions might not have been the story Zach and Brian would have written, it's one they're thankful to be a part of. Just 2 Florida boys in South Dakota living out their dream, never forgetting where they came from.
Man, I'm so grateful to be, like, from Chipley. Like, I tell everybody I'm from Chipley. And I don't know, it's just, like, to be from a small town and to, like, make it out like we did and, like, win a national championship and, like, be on ESPN and this and that and ABC Sports. It's like, it's really a dream come true, like something we've always dreamed of as a kid, like playing on TV and stuff like that.
Both Chipley alums plan to return to South Dakota State for another run at the national title. Brian has 1 more year of eligibility, while Zach has 2.